Salesforce is back, and they're back with an earnings beat. Let's get right to Salesforce co-founder, chairman, CEO, Marc Benioff. Marc, always great to get some time with you, especially fresh off your earnings call. Love your earnings call. I mean, you always come out blasting on this thing, and you had me thinking about agents, agentforce. I never heard of this before, didn't know what it was. I think I got it, but let me hear it from your voice. What is this? And set the table a little bit on how it might impact Salesforce's business.
Well, it's a dramatic transformation and opportunity for really all of our customers. And it's very simple, Brian, really. You know, for the last 25 years, what have we been doing? We help our customers build and run their sales forces, their service forces, their marketing forces, their commerce forces, their analytics forces. And now we're going to help them build their agent force. And why this is important for our customers is it's going to give them a level of productivity and automation that they have never had before. And number one, you just look at this great customer we have, Wiley. And all of us know Wiley, the textbook company, they lead their whole industry. This is their moment right now, back to school. And Wiley is selling all these textbooks. And usually what they have to do is surge their customer service organization and their sales organization during back to school, of course. But instead, what they can do is they can scale up using agentforce. And so, of course, we're already running through all of our apps, all their customer touch points, sales, service, marketing, commerce, everything that they do, it's on Salesforce. And, our data cloud helping to amalgamate their data and federate to other data clouds. But now this third layer that we're unleashing these agents, and these agents can help resolve more than 90% of all of these customer inquiries. That is the exciting moment for Agentforce, and that is the exciting moment for all of our customers.
In its simplest form, Marc, is this AI or robots working with humans to drive better outcomes for businesses?
Well, that's a very good way to say it. This is humans with agents driving customer success. Mm-hmm. It's not so unlike, when I hit the button today to come to the office, I just got in a Waymo, and the Waymo brought me to the office. And that's basically a robot or an agent just driving me autonomously to the office. There was no human involved. This is the extension of our businesses with these agents who can resolve these customer service inquiries for us. We're working with one of the largest healthcare companies in the world who has over 20 million patients and one of the largest Epic databases, all their EMR. And we're already resolving now 90% of all of those patient inquiries with Agentforce. That is very exciting. That is, a huge level of productivity for a healthcare organization. These doctors and nurses are incredibly burnt out post-pandemic. They don't want to have to answer all your basic healthcare questions. And instead, you're going to be able to go right to an agent to get those things resolved. This is a huge advancement in the ability to not only augment their employees, but to deliver that capability and productivity.
Marc, it's been a long day for me, as I'm sure for you, but I want to make sure I heard this right. On the earnings call, you plan to have 1 billion of these agents out by the end of fiscal 2026. I just want to make sure that's correct. And number two, how are you pricing this? Because to me, all this sounds like a higher margin opportunity, but maybe I'm thinking about it wrong.
Well, it's very simple, Brian. The way that we look at it, and we don't have all the answers yet, of course, but we look at one of the customers that's already deployed. OpenTable is using Agentforce, and they have 160 million consumers. They're going to need 160 agents to talk to all of them. Of course, it's really only one agent, of course, but it's manifested 160 million times so that you can make your restaurant reservations or resolve them or reschedule them or, get a make good on a customer service issue, whatever it is. And, that idea that all of those, consumers who work with ADP or all those consumers that work with OpenTable or so many of our customers, it'll rapidly get to 1 billion consumers that we're talking to. And our goal basically is to, monetize it probably by per conversation. So maybe we're, charging those customers $1 or $2 per conversation, something like that. So it's a consumption-based product, and that's an incredible new business model for Salesforce.
Do you think this this should theoretically quiet, and I'm sure you'll talk more about this at Dreamforce in a couple weeks, but this should theoretically quiet what the street has been concerned, not just with Salesforce, a lot of other companies in your space, about monetizing AI. Because when I hear you say $1 per conversation, that's real money, and that adds up very quickly.
I think a lot of our customers have gotten so confused about artificial intelligence. Of course, we have a decade of artificial intelligence innovation at Salesforce. Some of the most important innovations in AI have come out of our labs. But this quarter, we delivered 25 trillion Einstein transactions and powered more than 1 trillion automated workflows and managed 250 petabytes of data for our customers. Now, why this is important, Brian, and where we have to get our head around all of this is that a lot of customers have a false understanding of AI, and they think they're having to build their own models and train their own models and retrain their own models and DIY their AI, do it themselves. And this just is not true. And they can build this model, fine-tune this model, create this model, manage their data, manage their humans, and manage their agents all in one platform, Salesforce. That is what is exciting about the future of the industry and technology. And I think that for a lot of customers, I've seen a lot of science experiments. I think Microsoft has misled so many customers that they have to do so much heavy lifting on the technology side. And we're telling them you can do this in clicks, not code. You're not going to have to have a hyperscaler to retrain, your models. You're going to be able to do all these things right inside our platform, and that is exciting for our customers. They get real value from AI now, and you won't be hearing these stories of these like Microsoft Copilots that don't work, or these AI hasn't delivered for these customers, or that we spent hundreds of billions of dollars of AI. Where's the productivity? You're going to see it coming all right out of this one integrated platform. The apps, or we call Customer 360, the data cloud, the amalgamated data cloud that's federated off through our Zero Copy Alliance to all these other data sources, and then this agentforce platform. This is the 1, 2, 3 about the future of automation of our customers at Salesforce.
I mean, do you think, you made that point in the conference call that Microsoft has disappointed so many on AI. I mean, is Copilot and these various chatbots, are they just gimmicky and they're not driving the productivity inside companies that a lot of companies are I guess, trying to pitch to other companies?
Well, number one, I love so many of these models, these consumer models that, I use at home. I'm sure you have the same experience, write me a song, write me a movie script. What about this? It's like a new level of search in many ways. But I also get a lot of hallucinations and inaccuracies. And, we have to deal directly with that in the enterprise. Or when we're dealing with a large healthcare company, we want to have basically zero hallucinations and 100% accuracy. That's our goal. And that's going to require a lot of techniques and technology to kind of deliver that capability to that large healthcare organization. Oh, we are actually doing that now. They do not have the capability, or should they, to build and deliver and create their own AI model to do that. It should all be integrated deeply with their patient information, and to have a whole patient relationship management system and a whole health cloud, if you will. That is our goal. That is what we're delivering for that healthcare organization. Or for a large bank, we're working on one of the largest banks in the world, Royal Bank of Canada, a huge customer of ours already, and to really be able to deliver agentforce directly for them and deliver that very high level of accuracy, but also in a highly regulated environment. They have to still comply with all those KYC and government regulations of running a huge bank or financial services organization. We can do all of that inside the platform and deliver that next generation capability of productivity for the bank by delivering the agents and automating the agents, by delivering the data and yes, humans are not going away. We're going to need to have automation for all of those humans through those applications. And of course, they have thousands of call center workers, they have thousands of salespeople, and actually in that case, tens of thousands. And they're also going to have millions of agents.
Marc, where do you fall? You mentioned regulation. Where do you fall in the California AI safety bill?
Well, I think you can see that this is a very complex, situation with AI. Looking at AI safety, it has to be the highest of everybody's interest to make sure that these AI models do not get out of control. I don't think they are today, by the way. I don't think we're at that level with AI. I think AI is still at a very basic level. And I think that these kinds of ideas are incredibly interesting and need to be fully evaluated, and that it's worthwhile. I write, and I own Time Magazine. You can see we wrote about this issue yesterday. In these political issues, I don't like to take a specific position because I agreed when I bought Time that I would maintain a neutral stance. But you can read the article in Time about this. I thought it was incredibly well balanced and clear in yesterday's issue.
Lastly, of course, I can't go without mentioning the CFO transition. I've gotten to know Amy Weaver for a while. A lot of praise for her on that earnings call. She will be transitioning out of that CFO role, but staying on for some time to help pick the next CFO. Citi put out a good note or flash note this evening saying, there might be some new investor concern that Salesforce is going to go back to investment mode. Of course, Amy has driven a lot of margin expansion, done a hell of a job at Salesforce. What do you say to those concerned that margins might come off when Amy rolls out of that position?
Well, I'm deeply committed to this margin expansion. I have some very big goals, bigger than we've delivered already, big cash flow goals, big revenue goals. I've laid those out. Amy's a critical part of our management team, but it's a much larger structure. She's been a phenomenal member of that team for 11 years. She was our general counsel. I encouraged her to become the CFO and take on these goals. And I'm looking for a great new CFO. I have hired Heidrick & Struggles. Jeff Sanders is leading the search. I'm looking for somebody great to take all these metrics to another level. And it's extremely exciting. And I believe that we're going to deliver even better financial metrics in the future. You can see in this quarter, the numbers are just remarkable. I mean, we beat on cash flow, revenue, margin, CRPO, all ahead of expectations, delivered $9.33 billion in revenues. I don't think any enterprise software company has ever done that. Cash flow was over $892 million, 10% year over year. We also expanded our operating margin targets for the year, but for the quarter, we delivered 33.7%. That is incredible. And that was up, by the way, 210 basis points year over year. That's a record high for Salesforce. I have a lot of confidence we'll continue to grow and expand our financial metrics and continue to innovate. And we will bring in another world-class executive, whether it's an internal candidate or an external candidate. And I'm confident in Heidrick & Struggles' process to do that with us. And we've done that over 25 years. And Amy will continue to be a part of the management team going forward as she's going to finish up the fiscal year and then help us onboard the new CFO.
And Mark, of course, just real quick, lastly, we're not going to have enough time to give this the time that I would like, but I know this earnings call came with a heavy heart for you, losing two key board members. Maybe you could share a quick story from each one of them. How'd they help grow Salesforce? Because I know they meant a lot to you and the company.
Well, Brian, I would prefer not to cry on air because it's definitely been one of the saddest moments of my life the last 2 or 3 weeks, where two of our board members have passed away. And I think everyone knows these incredible people who were monumental in our industry, who created huge parts of our industry, incredible leaders, incredible friends of mine, Sandy Robertson and Susan Washicki. People know their work, whether it was the Robertson Stevens Bank or YouTube, but they may not know that they were also great fathers and mothers. They were tremendous friends and confidants, consigliaries, and I miss them every single day. And I'm so glad that I have the opportunity to send my blessings, my condolences to their family members. Every single day I think about them right now. And so I love both of them so very much.
Well said. We'll leave it there. Marc Benioff, co-founder, chairman, and CEO of Salesforce. Always great to get some time with you. We'll see you in a few weeks over at Dreamforce. Looking forward to it.
Brian, I can't wait to see you at Dreamforce, and I hope we can sit down and have another great conversation.
I'd appreciate that. Marc, thanks so much. We'll talk to you soon.